rubbing their hands. We're going to get into it. All that is just
You get the powder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to hit a little powder and throw it up, right? So that's what we're doing here is we're going to let this thing build up real quick. What is going on, Cowboys Nation? What is going on, Stargate affiliates around the world or in the U.S.? We got people. My guy, I got a feeling my guy Joe from Philly is going to chime in anyways. So we're going to have a good time here, man. Let's talk a little bit of draft football. And after this past weekend, man, we had my guy Matt Owen. Everybody kind of dubbed him Professor O. So he's going to come back and drop some of this good on us. What is going on? Baker said, what's good, fam? Moving the chains. Man, where you been all day? I ain't seen you in the chat or nothing, man. What is going on? My guy Ryan's checking in as always. Mark. Man, what's going on? And I told you Joe's going to check in. That's my guy Joe. Always, man. Always my guy Joe's checking in. But here nor there, we're going to get into some of this draft talk. Mendoza, maybe a Spoonie or a Mariella or a J Tuck Mott Joyce. But if not, you're going to rock with me and Professor O. Professor O, real quick.
How we doing? Steal your line.
Man, what we're doing is, we had a quote unquote pro day today, I guess, as the people would say. And man, it's got a little spicy in Cowboys Nation, right? A little spicy. What's that team? Alabama, aka Crimson Tide, aka Roll Tide. They had a little bit of a pro day, and there was some Cowboys brass there, and it's kind of got Cowboys Nation kind of worked up a little bit. Real quick before we get into that, one side note that I didn't talk about earlier that I do want to bring up. So Najee Harris was trying to fly out from Irving yesterday, from Dallas, to go be there. Look, and shout out to the kid. He's going to the draft. I do want to give some props here to Najee Harris because at the end of the day, he wasn't even working out today. He just wanted to be there to support his teammates. If you was in East Texas like I am, y'all already know, man, we had some bad weather. It was lightning late and everything. He couldn't fly out. Here's what he did. Man, he jumped. He said, I can't fly. That's cool. Jumped in the car and drove 9 hours to get to old Tuscaloosa and be there for his teammates as they went through the pro days and the poking and prodding, if you will, with everything. And, the thing about that, when I thought about it, Matt, was, man, there's going to be some people there that's going to realize and understand what he did, even though he wasn't on the per se docket, and that's going to help his draft status. It speaks to the character of the kid. So shout out to Najee Harris. I do want to give a tip of the cap, if you will, for that, for sure. But with that being said, Mr. Owen, your big takeaway from your big takeaway from the Alabama Pro Day.
So, yeah, first I commend Najee for doing that. That's awesome. It was a 9-hour drive, I believe. It's a long way to drive, especially overnight. I think they said he got there at 10 a.m. So way to be there for your teammates. You're showing you're committed, which is awesome. So way to go, commending him on that. So there's this guy. He's a cornerback. You may have heard of him. His dad, I think, has NFL lineage. Patrick Surtain, not Surtain, folks. Surtain. And he had a great pro day. You got to take all these times with a grain of salt. We were seeing so many 4.2, 4.3, 4.4s left and right. DJ ran a 4.4 today. I don't know if you guys saw that, but my man was lighting it up on the track. So take all this with a grain of salt. His measurables, though, that's the thing that I was most impressed with. I'm not really too excited about the 40, but he was 93rd, 94th percentile in everything. Height, weight, 40. His 40 having a 39-inch vert was pretty impressive. And then he had the broad jump. I think it was 121. So, yeah, I was more impressed with that stuff because that's something that you can actually take for what it is.
Did we get his cone time?
No, I have not seen that. So I want to see that. I'm kind of holding out on that. But overall,
did we get the shuttle time?
No, I have not seen that either. Which is interesting. I don't know if he didn't do it or maybe just didn't perform well or just it's not out there yet. So that's good takeaway there.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you ran it a straight line. That's great as a corner, hips and all this, but that spatial, that as we call it, twitch, right? That twitch in space speed, does he have it? I just found it very funny, and we kind of jumped on a little earlier, me, Spoon, and J-Tuck, and shout out there, because Cowboys Nation was on fire earlier on. That's my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Bluff City. Bluff, absolutely. A lot of certain talk across Cowboys Nation. So we definitely want to touch that and do that, right? So let's get to that, right? So we heard about the speed. Oh, we heard about the broad, as you said. We heard about the vert. Oh my God! I shared the pictures with you in the chat, and we're like, damn, look at this guy. He's pretty damn big. The whole nine. But boy, we did hear about those things that would let you know in space speed or twitchable kind of things. A little worrisome for me because again, I wasn't worried about the top end speed a lot. I saw my guy Mark Cantor said he ate a little bit of crow. However, the thing that worries me, Matt, you kind of talked about it before too, is the ability to get inside of him a little easier than other guys.
Right.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. So there's always some games that you want to watch when you're looking at players to try to measure how they're going to do when they, project to the next level. The Florida game was the game that kind of stood out to me because you get to see him against Tony, you get to see him against obviously Kyle Pitts. Team Pitts all the way. And there's a couple plays that kind of stood out to me. One play in particular, Kyle Pitts runs a skinny post. It's really a slant, but beats them immediately off the line, and Surtain's just not able to react to it. He did have a couple pass breakups later on in the game, but as you mentioned, Trash stared down the wide receiver, so made it a little bit easy to jump on those. He had a couple issues though, where he got a little bit beaten inside quickly. He also got lost on one play. It was a bad throw to Pitts down the sideline, but you can tell he kind of lost where the ball was and wasn't able to track it. And then I believe Grimes had a touchdown on him. Tight coverage, looked very reminiscent of Cheeto. A lot of people have mentioned that where he's right there. He just didn't make the play. But aside from that, he has a lot of good film, though. So if you look at the Florida game, that's a few NFL players. Tony and Pitts are both going to go first round or early second. But then you watch him against Georgia. You watch him against some of the other big teams that he played in. He showed up. So
yeah, are those guys going to make it to the NFL though? That's what we got to worry about a little bit, right? But
I think George Pickens from Georgia will, but that'll be next year.
Right. But let's hit it. Oh, first and foremost, let me be clear. As my guy Ryan, he had this conversation earlier. Look, man, I was in Florida when his daddy played for the Dolphins. They're going to call this kid Surtain. What's going to happen? It might be Surtain. The eye might be sneaky. Shout out to my guy Matt Owens. Kids with the sneaky eye or not. But you know what? I was in Florida, and I know if we're in Texas. We're in Texas, and we got the draw. If he ends up in Dallas, he's going to get called Surtain out here. I'm telling you right now. Neither here nor there. Now, Steve, I'm not going in on Surtain. Look, I'm going to say it properly. I'm not going in on Surtain. Here's my point, and I'm going to pivot this, and I'll give you my point, and I'll say, is that when I look at my big board, and I believe that, here's what I unequivocally believe, Cowboys Nation, is that free agency is to fill your voids, and the draft is go get your talent, right? So you're telling me that Surtain, let's just, think that Pitts and Surtain are on the board at the same time. Are you telling me that you got Surtain over Pitts on your draft board? Then I have to worry about what you're really talking about at that point. Look, is Surtain Waddle? Where you at with Surtain and Waddle? Let's not just use Pitts. Let's get Pitts out of here. Let's get Pitts all the way. A tight end deal to take him top 10. And we get into talking about Waddle. Or, hey, what if a Slater makes it there? Is Slater higher on your board than Surtain is? Again, when we start looking at Surtain, and yes, he did himself some favors today. Absolutely. Let's be clear, right? The last time we talked about broad jump, I guess, was probably dadgum Byron Jones.
Right.
So, okay, he did himself some favors. But is there really that separation at cornerback that you think you can get a guy to be just as good? Let me ask it better. Where does the Philadelphia Eagles pick at? What's
Six. Six, right? Yeah.
Right. If the Philadelphia Eagles draft Surtain at 6, are you over here like, oh my God? Oh, we're in trouble, guys. Woo! Jesus. But now if they go take Pitts, how do you feel? And that's kind of the barometer of some of these things where I try to help, some of the nation understand, the Cowboys nation understand, because, unequivocally the issue that we have here is it's the worst time for us to be picking 10th, Matt. It's just there's no Jalen Ramsey, there's no Aaron Donald, there's no Chase Young, there's no unequivocal guy defensively that separate themselves. Hey, this is the defensive guy. If you add him to any layer of your defense, they're automatically better tomorrow, right? And there kind of allows the issue. And then, hey, look, there's a lot of people think J.C. Horns. Look, I heard 1A, 1B. A lot of people like J.C. Horn more saying, right? I mean, it just
Right.
kind of depends on what flavor of ice cream you like. Hey, I know people like Greg Newsom over everybody. I'm like, well, you ain't gonna take Newsom at 10 though. So again, it just boils down to like, I'm not going to be salty or Satan being picked number 10. I get it. I understand it. Even without the cone drills and the different things that magically we didn't see today, and I think was the ears up about this. You heard about 40s leaps and jumps, but you didn't hear about the things in space that really matter with you. But when you think about a Richard Sherman that played in this scheme or whatever, I think he can be effective in this scheme. But again, as we looked at tape and at different times against different guys, okay, well, you're kind of drafting Cheeto to a certain extent. Man, I'll give you the floor on that.
Right. Yeah. So you made the comment earlier that this is just a bad year to be number 10. I mean, the one player who's a true top 10 talent defensively is Micah Parsons, and I have to feel like he's probably off of our draft board with all the off-the-field stuff. So there's literally one player that I think most people will agree is a top 10 caliber player. If you look at the top 3 this year and compare them to the top 3 cornerbacks of any of the past 5 drafts, how would you compare them? That's kind of where I look at them. Are any of them really a true top 10 talent? If Surtain's the guy, I can live with it. I don't feel excited about him, but I can live with it. I was happy to see his 40 time, but again, taking it with a grain of salt because I didn't get to see his 3-cone. I didn't get to see his shuffle. So I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, it's just a tough draft. This is the draft that all of us want to trade down, but in order for that to happen, we do not need to run on quarterbacks. We need some of them to fall to us so teams would want to trade up. Because right now, who are they going to trade up for? A wide receiver when one of them may fall anyways.
I love this question from Chuck because I know how Mad Owen has been thinking about some of this stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. It's Tate or Slater. Surtain. Sorry. Surtain or Slater. That's the Professor O. Are you taking Slater or are you taking Surtain?
Okay. So don't kill me in the comments. Let me make my case first. I am pretty anti taking offensive lineman in the first round in general. I think it's one of the positions where.
Hold on. Break that down because you broke that down so tremendously well. Give it. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me sit back. Them top 4 teams. Hold on. Let me just sit back. Go ahead, Professor O. Hit them with the knowledge. Hit them with the knowledge, sir. Take them to school.
So your top 4 teams last year. We're talking conference championships. You had 2 players that were first-round picks on the offensive line. One of them was Eric Fisher, who didn't even play. So you had 1, just works. That's it. All the top 4 teams have 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th-round picks, which is where you get the value at offensive line. Every year you see guards and centers in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Tackle's a little bit harder, but you still see almost every year without fail, it's going to go 5 to 8 deep before there's a fall off, and it's pretty steady after that. So you want to draft one in the 2nd and 3rd round if you can, but excuse me, I'm pretty firm that I don't want to take an offensive lineman there. So I'm taking Surtain in this situation just because I don't want to take Slater there.
All right.
I get why people like Slater. The case is he can play guard immediately. If Tyron gets hurt or if Collins is not ready, he can pick out the tackle and then he just tackle the future. I get it. But I'm looking at some of the guys that you get 2nd, 3rd, and I'm like, is there that big of a fall off between them? I don't know. That's my case. And again, don't hate me. I get it. I want to build the offensive line. I do not want to neglect tackle, but I also don't want to invest a premium pick because that's not what a lot of teams do. Actually, before we go on, I looked at the first-round picks for offensive line for some of the big teams. I don't know if you remember that. We looked at the Steelers. We looked at the Ravens. Those teams in the last 20 years have taken like 1, 2, or 3 offensive linemen total in the first round. We took 3 in a 9-year span. I'm like, we did it, guys. We've done that already. We have to develop offensive linemen. That's the problem. You can't only rely on first-round picks to build that offensive line. Find those guys in the 2nd and 3rd and let a guy like Philbin coach them up. If you can't do that, then that's the bigger issue. Go ahead.
Great point. I'll just say great point there because Philbin was my MVP coach last year. I know you talked a lot about Philbin as well. We both agree that he did a great job. Now, I don't be a prisoner of the history. I'm going to be a prisoner in the moment. I am. I'm going to be a prisoner in the moment here with Surtain and Slater. I'm going to be a prisoner because when I look at both their tape, I'm like, yeah, Slater automatically screams 10-year pick for me. I think he's a 10-year starter. I think he is, and you walk away. Surtain, yeah, sure. As long as Dan Quinn's here, he's fine. We know how we'd like to change defensive coordinators here lately, so I don't know. Gun to my head, I'm going to disagree with my guy Owen. I hear everything you're saying, and you're right because The argument I'm going to take, Slater, is kind of counterintuitive because I've had people with, well, we had a Hall of Fame tight end, Jason Witten. We never won a Super Bowl. Well, dadgummit, well, we had 3 offensive linemen that were first rounders, and low key, clear. Collins was the first round PS.
Right.
Neither here nor there. But if no, I'm gonna take Surtain. I look. I like Liam. Yeah, I almost try to talk myself into it. As man, Connor Williams guard bothers me a lot at the door. And then talk myself forth into it again. No, chop deck. You know, I'm going Slater and I'm gone. I'm going Slater. Never. Look,
well, let me ask you this.
All right, go for it.
Who's the last team that spent as many premium picks on their offensive line as we did recently and won a Super Bowl? The last team that I can think of that even invested that much was the 49ers. They did the same thing. They took 3 offensive linemen in like a 5-year span. So they took like, who was it? Ayupati and 2 tackles. I'm drawing a blank on the names. I'm sure Jack can fill it in. But yeah, they did the same thing, and they had some good teams, but they didn't win. And I'm not saying that the offensive line is the reason they didn't win, of course. I'm just saying I think you need to spread out the wealth, which is, again, I guess that's kind of the point that people are making when they don't want Pitts, probably the same angle. They're like, we traded a first for Cooper. We took Gallup in the 3rd round. We took CD in the 1st round. So I get the logic, and I know that it sounds crazy when I'm saying it that way, but I think it's easier to find a premium player at those positions in the 1st round than it is in the offensive line. Or I guess I should say the other way around. It's easier to find a good offensive lineman later than it is to find a good wide receiver, or especially tight end. The difference in Pitts and everybody else is massive. I can't even show you on the screen, guys.
It's right here. But Jesse, Pitts will be there at 10. Well, that's okay. Hey, Jesse, I mean, look, I've heard Surtain will be there at 10. You know, Pitts won't be there at 10. Another offensive lineman will be there at 10. But here's what I do definitely.
Someone's got to fall at 10, though.
Somebody's going to be at 10. Like, everybody has these different takes that these guys are going to be there at 10. I mean, we started doing simple math, suck at math, but we think I got a professor here. I mean, 4 quarterbacks, all right? 2 offensive linemen, that's 6. Let me do it this way. Y'all really going to tell me one defender ain't going to go in the top 9? And 2 wide receivers? Boy, it sounds like Pitts could be there, right? I mean, if somebody falls a little bit Parsons as he goes, then Surtain's there too. So, yeah, this idea that Pitts won't be there at 10, while valid, he could go. Look, unequivocally, he should go. Let's be clear. He probably should go. You know, it's no different than my guy Nelson from Notre Dame, who was a guard. And I said off the top, he was the best player in the draft. But guards ain't going to go, number 1, number 2, and you saw what happened there. So it's kind of the same thing at tight end. Typically, tight ends don't go that way. Let me dive through here, man. The comments are flowing. Man, boom, Steve said, I do understand BPA is a solid logic, but I want to go all in on divas. But you can't do that rounds 2 through 4.
You put up Mendoza's comments. Mendoza's killing it right now.
Yeah, let me see. Let me hit here.
He's pointing out the cornerbacks in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Look at some of these names.
Yeah. I mean, things that I've been saying, because you got to protect the middle of the field. Nobody remembers the cornerbacks. Hey, real quick, Bucks. Go real quick, Bucks. Corners. You can name the defensive line. You can name the linebackers. Hey, Winfield, right? The rookie safety that some of us here in Cowboys, Matt Owen, wanted, right? So on and so forth. But you're not going to name these cornerbacks a lot of the times. Like the idea that a number 1 cornerback, because you don't really look. Jalen Ramsey, he got to a AFC Championship game, and that's it, right? Even when you think about a Richard Sherman, who was kind of that guy over there, but there was so much. You had Ed Reed and Cam Chancellor behind him, right? You had different things that were going on. Going back to that Niners, and their defense was really, really good then too. That front was. Who was their corners? Like, bro, I mean, again, it's one of those things where you can kind of cherry pick, right? You can kind of cherry pick some things and stats, but there are certain trends that you can see that are real throughout, and you got to start at a certain point of understanding that,
I agree with what Tonka just said. It definitely starts in the trenches. You're hard-pressed to find a good cornerback that does not have a premier pass rusher in front of them. It's just how it goes. You have to have somebody who's getting after the quarterback. Otherwise, the cornerback's eventually going to get beaten no matter how good they are. And look at, like you mentioned, some of the names that have been great cornerbacks over the years. Like how Revis was incredible. Revis Island, right? How many Super Bowls did he win?
Philly. I mean, not Philly, New England later in his career. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
the prime of his career, nothing. And that's just
Right.
how it goes. I mean, we have to invest in cornerbacks. I want one. I get it. We have to invest in the offensive line. We have a lot of positions that we need to draft, but got to take somebody.
And again, and I'm a full believer, and I said this going into free agency, that, hey, fix the front seven. Get into the draft. I want to fix the front seven. Back to our problem at 10 is there's not a front seven. Okay, sure. Parsons, guys, they're look, and I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about the things that happened with his case on this show. You know, the one thing I'll say is the simple fact of it's, for me, it's more than hazing. The fact of certain things he was doing and throwing Sandusky's name around is enough for me to be out. And I'm not going to get into everything else that he possibly did and everything else. I'm just going to leave that alone. So you look at the next linebacker. I mean, for me, it's I can't say his last name. It starts with O. That's why I just call him Joker from Notre Dame. Okay, that's my guy linebacker. But you don't want to take him at 10. Now it's going, oh well, Nick, just trade down. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. You have to have somebody willing to come up. You can't just trade down just to trade down. Look, I mean, again, is corner going to help this run defense? I mean, we look at the numbers, right? Matt, the thing I like, you like the numbers. Pass defense was 11th last year. 11th. It wasn't that bad. That's because we couldn't stop the run, though, because we were 30th or 31st, overall 23. Getting a cornerback at 10 isn't changing this. Look, I don't think there's a guy that you're going to take at 10 defensively that changes us, period, defensively. I don't. Look, and if you had a gun to my head, if I had to take one guy for sure, it would be the Joker. That's who I would be at. I mean, if you had to take one guy, Matt, at 10, one guy at 10 defensively, you think that transforms this defense and that moves the needle, who's the guy?
Such a tough question.
It is. No,
I mean, it is. It is. There's not a right answer. If you ask the chat, you're going to get 20 different answers too.
But it's you down the.
Yeah, it's me. So we'll just go. I love Joker. I'd love to take him. I just can't take him at 10. I feel like
that's okay.
It's not a good value. So I'm taking him off. I'm going cornerback. I'm going cornerback at 10 if I have to take defense.
Okay. Your corner is? It's your corner. It's only 2. It's
only
J.C.
Horn.
Oh, there it is. Horn. There it is.
So here's the thing with J.C. Horn, too. His tape is great. I love his size. I like his NFL pedigree. I am concerned about his lack of takeaways. He had 2 interceptions, both in the same game in 27 starts. So you went 26 games without an interception, and then he doubled up one game. You could say the teams didn't target him, but they're not targeting a lot of the top cornerbacks either. So it is what it is. But I think he's somebody that can get up in the receiver space. He's a little bit grabby, but I think you made the comment last time. If that's your game, you're not going to get flagged for it. But if you suddenly start doing it, you're going to get flagged. So I think I like having somebody who can bully the receivers and test them up front.
Right.
So I think I'm going J.C. Horn if I have to pick there. Parsons would be the guy, no question. I just don't think the Cowboys have him on the draft board. So I'm going Horn. Final answer.
Hey, space. That link I sent you on Twitter, hit it if you want to come on, man. I got you. Hit that link and come on in. Yeah, come on in, man. We had a little good talk with Space last time. Me, you and Space. Hit that link and come on in. And Steve said here says, yeah, Parsons is a beast, but he has a major character flaw. And one of the things I want to talk about when we talk about character flaws is, and I've said this before, I mentioned this with Everson Griffith last year. Not every player is built to be able to play in Dallas. The lights hit differently. Things are different. And forget whatever those issues were. The word is about Micah Parsons is he's very immature, and that's just not going to work here. It's just not. So I mean, for me, I'm with you, Matt. As you said earlier, I don't think Parsons is on their board at all. Like he would have to give me. Maybe if he made it all the way to the second round, which I don't think that's going to happen, but if you made it to the second round, maybe the Cowboys at that point would look at him, but there's no way it's in. There's no way in that trade out scenario at 15 through 17 that I could see Parsons being that guy. Now, Tucker says Parsons is going to be a dog under the coach regardless of his off-the-field issues. Yeah, but we can't do that here in Dallas. Hey, man.
Yeah, it's that due diligence. We would need to know without question that there's no smoke to that fire because everything's amplified in Dallas. Like, I mean, this. I don't want to bring Deshaun Watson into it, but when you have stuff that's major going on off the field, like
Right.
Dallas is an echo chamber. You see Skip Bayless, you see Shannon Sharp, all those guys in the media that are just going to chat. Dallas Cowboys took this guy. Can you believe it? Listen to all the things that he did. But if he goes elsewhere, they'll mention it, but it's going to be fascinating and it'll go right by it.
And case in point, they're not talking about it now. Like find a Stephen A. or First Take or a undisputed quote about anything that happened in his past. However, if his ass ends up on the Cowboys, guess what? Front and center, it's going to be on the board. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Real quick, for the show, last time Professor O was on, we had a good time with a guy, the young buck, Mr. Space Cowboy.
What's up,
in
Space?
the building. What is going
boys?
on, Space? Real quick, Space. Let me run it down for you real quick. At 10, you got to take one defender. Doesn't matter if you think you're reaching for him, not reaching for him. The one defender that you're going to draft at 10 that you think can actually help and change this defense, irregardless of blowback, if you will, is who?
Oh, I think if you're going to be completely honest, it's J.C. Horn, I think. Mainly due to the fact that, look, as much as, like, I know where the Cowboys are leaning, I think that if you're going to get the most out of that 10th pick, it's going to end up being J.C. Horn if you're looking at a defender. And from what I've been looking at, apparently Dan Quinn has connections to J.C. Horn because I guess he's friends with the coach or something like that. I don't know the specifics of that, unfortunately, off the top of my head.
The word is that Dan Quinn's best friend is the coach of South Carolina. That was the word.
Right. So for me, if you had to go defense, the reason why I'm taking Horn over Surtain is that, and I mentioned this last time, is that Surtain, I think, has the highest floor but the lowest ceiling of the entire cornerbacks.
Right.
So, yeah, sure, he can help you now. I think that he's definitely going to step in and be solid for you. I don't think that I'm not going to hate on the guy because he's solid for what he is going to be. But if you're asking me, okay, with the 10th pick, I'm going to have basically, like, I'm not saying this is an insult because it's not an insult. Like, listen, if you want Byron Jones again, that's fine, but you could have kept Byron Jones. So that's the problem I have, is that I want to make sure if we're getting the corner that they want, let's get a corner that is going to end up developing and, at the end of the day has a high ceiling.
Right.
But like I said in the comments, I don't know. Like, I think that you can probably get a better player at that spot because there are guys down the board. Like, you can go get an Elijah Molden. Like, I think the Cowboys met with him. You got some guys that you can go after.
Stokes,
yeah.
Another one.
So for me, I'm not gonna be upset if the Cowboys go best player available because for me, I'm all about you got to use your draft capital to the best that you can.
Right.
You're at 10. You have the opportunity to snag one of these top tackle, top wide receiver, Kyle Pitts, you name it. I think that it's like, how do I word this? I don't want to go on forever, but more or less it's like if you told me, okay, you have a chance to draft a guy that could be Byron Jones, or at the most he's Byron Jones, or I can go and get a guy that's going to be the next, I don't want to say Deshaun, like the speed, like in Jalen Waddle. Like, okay, you got a guy that can take the top off a defense, or you have a guy that for 5 years can be a mismatch problem with that tight end wide receiving type of combination. For me, I don't know if he makes it to 10, but I think that it's hard for you to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to settle for the defender, even though I know that I'm going to pass up on a guy. It's like with Randy Moss, you know how good he is. We've been here before. You don't pass up on talent like that if they're there because you're not going to find that, So
yeah. No, and the problem is, like, because here's what's happened, Cowboys Nation. Here is what we've done. We painted ourselves, a lot of us have painted ourselves into the corner of, if we don't take defense at 10, this draft is a wash. Okay? That's what a lot of Cowboys fans have worked themselves up into. So whenever you look at 10, the best available, and this is why I ran the little exercise, if you can take any guy, if you will, right? is that we basically the best guy to take it in because Parsons is off the board is going to be cornerback. But the problem is on the back end, nobody separated themselves cornerback wise. It just hasn't happened. You can turn on tape and look at different guys and love this guy, love that guy, whatever the case may be. So you're just it's like why would I take to me as you said Byron? I'm like yeah the law to me. Surtain is Cheeto. He's and I've said this way before his pro day. I'm gonna say it again after his pro day. I mean, it's just like taking Cheeto. Hey, man, we're just taking Cheeto at 10. That's cool, right? Just because, hey, well, we need a guy. And again, we look at what's happening later in this draft. We get more excited about what's later in this draft defensively. That's why, for me, look, even at wide receiver, which I've had to be talked a little bit into wide receiver. I'm like, yeah, Waddle helps this team more, and to me, than Surtain. And maybe even J.C. Horn. I'm gonna say that too. I'm sorry, don't shoot me, guys. But again, it adds an element to this team that is not there currently. I'm still riding on my down the hill of Pitts. I don't care. I had a guy trying to tell me earlier, oh, why would you draft Pitts? He's going to get three passes on his way. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, Dalton Schultz almost had 100. So miss me with that. That's what CeeDee Lamb on the team. Like, stop it. Automatically, Pitts is going to help you in the red zone that we've struggled with. It's play calling. I had a guy tell me it's play calling. I said, well, it's been about three for sure different offensive coordinators that we've struggled with red zone. I think it's a little bit bigger than play calling, and I'm just that's where I'm at. I mean, again, if you got a guy that's ranked, CBS Sports has Pitts at 5 right now. He's literally ahead, right, of certain quarterbacks that everybody's buzzing about. Todd McShay has him number 1 right now, if I'm not mistaken. This is the kind of talent that you're getting. I'm like, why would you pass on that for a guy that can be Cheeto, or even better yet, Byron Jones that we let walk out the building? Why would we do that and not think that if I take Pitts at 10, I'll go back in the second round, a Newsome. Hey, look, maybe it's Richie Grant. What'd you say, Matt Owen? He's been in 4,000 straight mock drafts for the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh. You can just forget anybody else in the second round. Richie Grant's our guy. If you look at our Cowboys fans, like I like him too, but I'm like, guys, let's get some diversity, switch it up, give me a few other options there. I wanted to make this comment too. We've chatted about it before. If you want to move up for Pitts, and I know you probably don't, some of the fans don't want to, but if you want to, moving from 10 to 7 is 1 third-round pick, and we have 2 of those. And when you talk about the defensive talent in the draft, a lot of us are not really excited with any of the guys at 10. There's guys who are like, well, I'll take one because I want to go defense. But if you start talking about those second and third round guys, now suddenly everybody's ears perk up and they're like, we got McNeil and we got Richie Grant and we got Washington and we got all these guys. You just start naming them left and right.
Right.
So why don't we move up and get the tight end that we want that makes our offense incredible and then use some of those later picks? We have 10 picks, guys. We don't need 10 players drafted. Use some of those and package them up and move up and get another third or another second round pick or move up in the second to get a premier player. That's where I'm at. Like, I'd rather package a pick and move up and get, say, Zaven Collins, for instance, if he's there.
There you go.
Or somebody like that, than to pick a guy in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round that probably is not going to pan out. It's good to have depth, but there's a lot of talent in that 2nd to 4th round range. I want to move up. It doesn't have to be in round 1. So if you want to stay put at 10, that's fine. But I want to package and move up in the draft.
Jeremy, I don't know how you don't think Pitts doesn't help the running game. I mean, very simply put, if I'm in a 3 wide receiver set and a tight end with Zeke in the backfield, pick your poison. Pick it. Gallup, Lamb, Amari, Pitts on the end, Zeke. Sure, go ahead. Load it up. Hey, look, load it up 7-8 in the box. Watch what happens on your back end. There's not a team that can compete with that. Now, you got to sit back and be over the top because that's what just happened, guys. Look, be clear. Be clear. That's what happened in the Super Bowl. Now, yes, there was a lot of injuries that happened to that Kansas City offensive line. You know what the Bucs did? They said, hey, guys, we don't believe you're going to run the ball. You can't run the ball. So we're going to rush our 4, some timely blitzes, and we're going to sit back and cover 2. Good luck. And guess what? They whooped their ass with it because they couldn't run the ball. Now, you tell me, any team that wants to just play with their 6 in the box against this offensive line without adding anything to it with Zeke is going to stop the run. Trust me, Pitts helps the run, sir. Pitts absolutely, unequivocally helps the run. Anybody disagree with Pitts helping the run here in Dallas, or am I crazy? I'll definitely space.
Look, I don't disagree. I think that here's the problem. The problem is that when people look at Kyle Pitts, they just see the receiving aspect of his game. They don't understand the other fundamentals that he's going to develop, or rather he has right now, mainly due to the fact that when you a lot of people look at his highlights and be like, oh, so he's just basically Travis Kelce, stuff like that.
Right.
Now, again, do I think he's going to make it to 10? No, because I think someone is going to take him. I think it's going to be either Atlanta or Carolina. However,
don't you do that.
Hey, listen, who knows? Maybe I'm jinxing it. But seriously though, I think that the problem is, and I think I have I'm looking at my big board because I've been over the couple weeks I've been trying to adjust it. I mean, he's been moving up. I think what do I got him 4th?
Uh-huh.
He's 4th on my board because I think he's that great of a talent, and I think that if you're a team that needs weapons, or rather, if you would like to add that and upgrade at that position, this is the biggest gripe I have, right? I don't like settling. That's just me personally, and that's just how I look at every position, right?
Can you say that word one more time, please?
I don't like settling.
Thank you.
So my biggest thing is that if he is there, right, you kind of have to think, okay, long term, do you think Blake Jarwin or Dalton Schultz do you think Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz are the answers at tight end? Honestly, do you think you've gotten that position solidified? And I'm going to be honest with you. No, we haven't seen a long-term situation with Blake. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's terrible. But the thing is we have not seen a full season out of him to really get a gauge on him. People be like, well, with Dalton Schultz, he's good too. But honestly, he's good too.
No.
Wait.
Look. No. Hold on. Let's be clear. Here, Space. It's not that he's good. It's we thought he was trash, and then he showed up like, oh,
okay,
not as bad as we thought. Because his numbers. Hold on. What did you think about 2019 Jason Witten numbers? What did you think about those numbers? Meh. Those are the numbers he put up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's good for what we got out of him. As a backup tight end, okay, that's good. Hear me out, right? He's what I would say what I valued with Joe Looney when Travis Frederick was out. It's okay, you're good, but I don't know if I would, have you as the long-term answer. So for me, you can't just say okay,
right.
You know what? It's like saying this. It's like getting back to my Randy Moss analogy. Okay, I don't remember who we had at the time. It's like, okay, we got Rocket, we have Michael Irvin, we got these guys. We don't need another receiver, regardless of talent, and I understand that those were different situations back then. I understand that. But the point still stands. You do not, if you have an opportunity to upgrade at a position, you got to do it. And so people might say, well, you're upgrading at corner when you take a guy like Surtain or J.C. Horn, which sure, but what is you know what I mean? Okay, that's an obvious thing.
And I'll piggyback off that because Minnesota had Jake Reed and Chris Carter. They're like, no, Randy Moss, please, by all means,
right?
By all means, come through. Good question here from Mo. Says drafting quarter is not addressing the root of what's wrong with this defense in the middle, front 7 run defense. So guys. We know we're not going to take no defensive tackle at 10. Even if we traded back, we have to trade back way far back to go get one of those guys. I don't think it's going to happen. So let's pivot. Let's spin it around. Who's your flavor of ice cream of defensive tackle that you want, guys? Who's the defensive tackle that you're like, okay, hey, look, 2nd round, 3rd, trade up in the 2nd round, even if you take somebody first. Who's the guy that you're looking at you want to go and get a defensive tackle in the middle of this defense? And Matt, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so I'm on board with what a lot of Cowboys fans are with this. I love McNeil. I would love to have him. He adds pass rushing. He's a good run stopper. He's disruptive. He's a guy that I would love to have. He's not the one technique that we were looking for, though. I think we got some of those guys in free agency to kind of fill that void. he's your 3 technique, and then you get the question of, well, what do you do with Gallimore? And the question, it's not a question. You rotate them, get them in.
Right.
Especially if you look at a lot of teams that are in nickel formation, like 62%, I think was the league average last year. So get those guys on the field all at the same time. Teams pass nonstop. Get your best 4 out there. If McNeil's not there, I like Tyler Sheldon. A little bit later on, I'm a big Jay Tufele fan. I don't see a lot of people talk about him from USC,
Right.
but
USC, yeah.
Yeah, that guy's exciting. There's quite a few guys out there that I like. Defensive tackle, Marvin, I see people talking about Marvin Wilson in the chat too. I don't know which one you're going to get. If you get 2017 and 2018, then, oh yeah, I'd have no problem taking him early. It's just he fell off last year big time, and maybe the injury, who knows?
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the shoulder on there. Maybe the shoulder. We'll see about Space. Who's your guy D tackle?
I've been on the Marvin Wilson train for quite some time, and I've gotten some criticism for that because we're like, oh, why? The thing is that there are guys that I also like. I got to take a look at the list because I've been looking elsewhere. Because I've kind of been so used to taking defensive tackles later in my mock drafts. You got a guy like Christian Barmore is a guy that I like, but I don't think he's going to be there. Obviously, I think he's going to go late first round for someone that really needs a defensive tackle. Tyler Shelvin I like too. I think you can get him, but
Shelvin has the weight issues though. Shelvin's one of the guys that you constantly worry about that.
Right, and so like for me, as Matt mentioned, trading up back into the first round or whether it be up in the second round, I'm all for that, especially if you're going to get an impact player. I think for me, you kind of had to evaluate your board and be like, okay, who can we get to come in and really like have an impact, right? I know the Cowboys, the last time I don't remember the last time they traded. I think the last time they traded up in the first round was in 2012 with Morris Claiborne. But in terms of like trading back into the first round, I haven't seen the Cowboys do that in forever. They tried doing it before, but obviously that didn't work out. Yeah. So for me, I think that you have options most definitely at defensive tackle in this draft, and that's why I've been like, well, if you can get a veteran in here, you don't have to put pressure on these guys to really step in and do good. So, not that, like I think Neville Gallimore is going to be fine for the player that you're getting in the third round. I think Tristan Hill, you might have something, but I'm not putting all my eggs into that basket. Mm-hmm. But I think that you can definitely walk away from this draft with a solid prospect to build up and not rush out there.
Yeah, I mean, a guy for me that a lot of people don't talk about, even though my guy Tonka just threw him up here. My guy from Iowa, Nixon.
Yeah.
I like Nixon a lot. A little bit later, I like Nixon. Let me throw it there, give my guy a shout out. That's the guy I was going to mention. For me, I like McNeil. I think McNeil can do a little bit of both for us within this lineup. I would love to get McNeil here. I look at what he did in the SEC, where he's rated as the best defender in the SEC via PFF. I like what he does, but I'm not mad at Nixon. Like I like Nixon a lot, man. I like Nixon a lot more than some other names out there. I think the intriguing thing about Shelvin is he's a true fatty, and you're right. Like the weight problems could be an issue, whatnot. But boy, when you start thinking about Dan Quinn's scheme, right? It's a 4-3, but he likes to implore. When you can see these bare fronts and different things, he likes to implore 3 defensive linemen that would technically be 3-4 kind of guys.
Right.
That's why you've heard a lot of people say, man, a lot of these guys we're signing in free agency are 3-4 guys. I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to be a 3-4. That's the special Leo spot over here, different things that they do. But the thing that I do like about this is we've all, and even in the comment section, have brought up a number, look, easily 5 to 6 guys that we could go get that everybody feels pretty good about. Again, this is part of what we're talking about when it comes to the Cowboys draft. It's not there at 10, but man, 2 through 4, you can get busy. And back to what you were saying, Space, and this is what I think, and what I want to try to, my talk when it comes to the draft moving forward for me is going to be the idea. And look, and if I'm wrong, I'll come back after the draft and say, well, guys, I was wrong. But for me, I'm going to sit here and say, I absolutely unequivocally believe the Cowboys are going to be very active in rounds 2 through 4. They have a lot of picks. They can move up. I think they're going to move up. One of the key things that Matt Owen even said about that, we don't need 10 guys to get drafted to this team. We don't. Like, no matter what you think about this team, he's not 10 guys. We don't need 10 people. So if you stick at 10, look, here's the thing that intrigues me even more about moving off of 10. And let me throw this out here. And I'll give y'all space to kind of come back to this. If you go from 10 down and you pick up an extra pick, if you will, and Joker, whoever it is, Horn, whoever it is that you move down for, man, that's just so much more ammo. All of a sudden say, okay, well, we're going to double dip in the first round now. Oh, and on top of that, we're going to come up not once but twice in the second round. And I'm kind of excited about those kind of things. I think for sure, though, I'm going to backdoor and say this, though, and I'm going to stand on this. I'll down this hill. If I'm wrong, so be it. As I look at it, I unequivocally believe the Cowboys are going to, no matter what happens at 10, I think they're going to be active to come up the board in rounds 2 and 3. Now, after that, we'll see. Now, there might be some trade outs afterwards for next year and different things, but I think in rounds 2 and 3, I think they're going to be very active to move up. That's kind of what I think. Guys, Matt, I'm going to start with you. Do y'all think that's a real deal? Do you think that's maybe not? Or how do you feel what they're going to do on that standpoint? Do you think maybe they're going to be players and moving up going forward? Or
yeah,
okay.
I do. Trading back in the first round would be ideal. So if a quarterback or somebody falls to us, and like some people in the comments mentioned New England, like would you trade back to 15? New England would be a prime spot for us. I believe you can get 15 in their second round pick. I think is 47, 48, somewhere in that range. So that's when suddenly a guy like Joker or somebody like that comes in play. But Chicago's another option. If you trade back to 20, I think they pick like 53 and 80 or somewhere in that range. You could pick up. But yeah, I do think assuming no trade back or anything in the first round, we pick at 10. I do think we're going to package some of those picks. I mean, how many 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks are going to make your roster? Package some of those up and grab an extra 3rd round pick. That's a premier player. That might be an impact guy who's a starter or at least a heavy contributor year 1. So I do think we'll be aggressive, especially if you look at some of the comments that our organization has made, not only just at the Dak press conference where did you catch that? Because they did bring that up at the press conference too. So yeah, I'm answer yes, I do think they will move up.
Space.
I don't know how many picks we'll end up taking. I'd say we'll probably end up with 8 players out of the draft.
Okay. 8.
The one,
okay, I'll pivot. I think the Cowboys will feel very comfortable doing 6. It might be 8. It might be 8. But I think if they get the right players and the right deals, I think they're okay with being at 6. We'll wait and see. But I'm with you on the 8, though, Matt. Go ahead, Space.
So you have 10 draft picks in this. 10. So for me, I've always been about you need to have as much ammunition as possible, but it's what you do with those picks that really matters, right? Now, what I mean by that is, and usually, like I've had some people think, like, oh, you need to pick every. No. What I like about having a bunch of ammunition is allows you to get the players that are on the board that you really want. So, for example, right, you can. I won't be upset if the Cowboys, take that, take a player at 10, whoever that may be, and then let's say and pick 20 or between 20 and 32, they trade back up and they give up a 2nd and a 3rd to move back up into the, the draft and maybe a pick next year. If you're getting me a player that I can, put into this defense or wherever to really help this team out. That's my personal opinion. And the thing.
Do you have a name, by the way? Who would you move up for?
Who would I move up?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, I have a couple, but honestly, it depends on, where you are. I would love to go get Nick Bolton, Zaven Collins. There's maybe one of the offensive linemen if you really are feeling that, like, unsure of what's going to happen at left guard. There are guys up there. But the only reason I don't like talking about it is because I just don't – I don't know. I mean, I think if I'm being completely honest, like
my God, Space is so vexed. It's like, no, I don't. No.
I really want. What I would love the Cowboys to come away in this draft is an offensive and defensive player that have 5-year investments on them, that are impact guys. So if you tell me, okay, you take one of the top tackles, whether it be Jalen Waddle, whoever, or Pitts, whoever at 10, and then you trade back up and you go get either an interior lineman, an edge. I honestly don't care because for me, I'm all about if these scouts can be given the authority to let them manage the board, and if they can do what they did last year and go and get the guys that they saw on their board, be like, hey, we need to get this guy, I won't have a problem with that.
Right.
The reason, I don't know, I just have a weird feeling because of what happened at.
Well, you're okay because as Blow Up City chimed in, I would love to see it, but history doesn't suggest that they will.
Yes.
I think here's the thing, though. I think history has shown they will when it's right. I'm gonna pivot and change your verbiage a little bit. And the thing about last year was, even though they did try to come up with the second round for Diggs and he fell to them, the draft was just so much richer. Look, there's guys to be had this draft, but I think we would all walk away and say, man, there was guys that went into the second and maybe into the third round that would be first round draft picks this year. Let's be clear. So I think the Cowboys understand that. I think they're going to be active. I'm gonna give you the name. I'll give you two names that I think they would trade back into the first round for. I'll give you two names. Matt Owen's going to hate one of them, and the other one I don't know. However, I think they would trade back up for Barrymore. I think they unequivocally would. I believe they would trade back into the first round for Barrymore. I think also Richie Grant. I
don't hate the name. I just want our fans to somebody else at 44 in their mock drafts.
Well, and that's why I'm going to trade up. And look, and that's why I'm going to trade up for him because I don't think he's going to make it to 44. That's my guy Louis Riddick out here. Look, I went through Louis Riddick's little thread on Twitter, and he was talking back and forth and everything, and talking about the hips and whatnot. I went back and looked at the tape. Some people here are going to be like, "Oh, Nick, you came around finally." And again, hold on. I never said he was a bad prospect. I just said I didn't see him as a free safety. But going back with fresh eyes, taking the data, I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't think Richie Grant's going to make it to 44, personally. Obviously, Barrymore's not going to make it to 44 either. So I'll give you those two guys that I think the Cowboys might say, let's go up and get one of those because those are two guys that fit the immediate need that we've been talking about all along, right? So, I mean, am I crazy? Am I wild? What do y'all think? Barrymore or Richie Grant? Would you move back into the first round for Barrymore or Richie Grant? Pick one or say none. That's fine. Matt Owen?
I'd say none. I like both players, but I personally want to move back into the first for either one of those. And the thing with Barrymore, too, is if you look at the defensive tackle talent that's going to be there in the second and third, I don't think you have to move up to get a premier player there. So that's the reason for him. Richie Grant, I like him as a prospect. If you pay attention to what we're doing in free agency, though, there's three safeties visiting this week. Malik Hooker, KZ, and Kurtz. If we sign two of those, which it looks realistically that may happen, are you really going to draft the safety that you're going to trade up for? I'm not saying you're going to take him at 44, but you're going to trade up for him. I don't know.
But are you going to give me one of those guys for more than 1 year? To me, Malik Hooker.
That's a good point. That's a good point too.
I would take Malik Hooker on a 2-3 year. I would take Malik Hooker 2-3 deal. If I get a safety in here longer than 1 year, I'm not coming up the board for one. Period. Point blank. I'll sit there. I'll take Cisco. I'll take the heat for Cisco. I'll take Cisco up out of Syracuse, and we'll deal with it. But again, I think there might be a chance of double dipping there, but one has to be more than 1 year because we'll be back here next year talking the same thing. Space. Barrymore, Richie Grant. Would you move it to the bottom 28 to 32? Would you move it from 44 to 20 to 32 for either Moore or Richie Grant?
If you know me, if this is going to make the pick kind of obvious, I think that for me, I can get a safety later, to be completely honest with you. When it comes to these defensive tackle prospects.
Whoa.
No,
you can get a safety later?
Yeah.
Give me one. Give me a name. Don't tell me that.
No, I think Washington's going to be there in the third round. And I think maybe Andre Cisco possibly. But then again, it depends on how you value these safeties, because his history says that you're not going to see a safety taken until the second round, early second round. The last time we've seen a safety get taken in the first round.
I'll give you a bet. Look, you know me. I've been out here sniping these bets on people. I've been winning. I'm going to give you a bet right now for the hot 50 that a safety goes in the first round. Whatever you want. 50 safeties going in the first round. You want that space?
What, $50?
Yeah, hot 50. Easy 50.
All right. Bet.
On the board, space thinks that no safety goes in the first round. I'm taking the hot 50.
Bro, you know what would be hilarious if the Cowboys were the
Easy
team
money.
if the Cowboys were to do that, I would laugh my ass off. That would be funny as hell. But no, no, but it just if it were up to me, I think that I would rather trade up for Xavier Collins or Nick Bolton, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Right.
Mainly due to the fact that I have a linebacker that I'm paying top 5 money that could only play the strong side, right? So I need a way to basically start putting guys in there so that I can kick them off a bridge. I mean, I hope that with Keanu Neal being added to this defense, I think you're going to take the liability of Jalen Smith off the field because he sucks in coverage. But for me, I just don't. I know I'm the guy that's about players getting their money, but there are certain guys where I look at and I'm like, why? Like, you are making me more mad the more I look at you on the football. I mean, I love Jalen and all with his story and everything, but you need to get away out of that contract. There are so many.
Whoa. Oh, but now you got to stop there. Well, you got to stop there, though, Space.
No.
They had the out. They could have saved $7.5 million. They had the out. They don't want to say that. Look. And I've said this about Jalen. And look, here I am, Cowboys Nation. Go ahead, give me all your hate over here in the comments. I'm not out on Jalen, guys. I'm not. I am not out on Jalen. Look, I get that he had a bad year. Look, I don't need Jalen with the green down the back of his helmet. Is the problem? That's what I don't need. What I need is, and I said as soon as Dan Quinn came over here, I said, "Oh yeah, this defense, whatever, he's my strong side." No, it was, "Oh, he's Leo." He's no. I said, "No, he's strong side," and we've watched everything progress. He's a strong side because I get him off the middle. One, look, he sets the edge, go gets the quarterback, or who do you want better in the flat? Dorrance Armstrong or Jalen? Look, whatever you think about Jalen's coverage skills, he's better than Dorrance Armstrong, okay? I promise you. Facts. And then now that I have Neal here to be the will, guess what? On third and passing downs, guess what, Jalen? Come on over here and sit down. It's fine. And that's okay. That clear eye view. It's fine. Look, you would get rid of him. And look, and I do believe this as well. I think one of the biggest things that hurt Jalen last year was not being able to be in the building for the people in the building to understand how to work him and get him conditioned for the season. He did it on his own. COVID be damned and everything else. He'll be back in the building. They'll get him back right. And it is what it is. I think that Jalen had a lot of heat on him and things happened last year. Look, Sean Lee was gone. LVE was gone. Like, I got the green dot. I don't know. This isn't my position. I don't care how good you are at anything. I don't care what you're good at. Any business you're good at. If they take you from being, hey, look, man, you work at Arby's, right? And I'm saying Arby's because I worked at Arby's. Look, hey, and watch this. And look, man, I was the guy on the line. Boom. I did. Look, our biggest rushes were lunches. Bro, they had the people there. It was me. Man, yeah, you got it. I was chopping the roast beef. I was getting it in. I don't care how busy we were. I was in and out. I was good. If you would have took me from the line and put me on register, man, we've been fucked. Facts. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, you asked Jalen, look, and we know everybody hates the extra swipe, and they're going to show the dadgum Bengals where he was in the hole and spun around because he tried to make a play in the whole nine. Again, I'm not saying that Jalen is the all-world beater, and my God, thank God we have him. I just think the hate for Jalen is a little extra. Some of that's on him. Some of that, I'm not going to not make him not culpable to this because he wants to hit I'm hitting the swipe so much. He had the wrist surgery and everything else. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying the idea of getting him all the way up out of here. is foolish. It's all I'm saying. I think you have to at least give him a year in this system. Don't touch his contract. Let's see what he can do in this system. Then next year, talk to me. Getting rid of him now would have been dumb. That's all I'm saying, because they could have saved 7.5 right now, but guess what? What would they do with that 7.5 though, Space?
They would have done. No, I know he wasn't going anywhere. I'm not that naive. I just think that ultimately, sure. I've gone on record and said, you know what, give him another year. Let's see what happens, because maybe he needs to be, because I don't want to make it seem like I've always thought the guy was trash, because I know when he got his money, because there was some guy that was in the comments saying like, well, why are you trashing on Jalen now when you said he deserved that contract or whatever? I'm like, because he showed he deserved the money, and I think that it could be a thing where it's like, yes, I will admit he gets on my nerves when he does the swiping and shit. When we're down 30 points and you just gave up a 20-yard gain, but who knows? Maybe it's just he just needs to be put in certain situations, and he ends up being this all world, and maybe he ends up being really good. I don't know. It's just for me. It's just you just need to make sure that he thrives in this defense, because if not, he's on his way. He's gonna. I can't have you on my team if you're not producing.
Professor O, Jalen Smith, give it to us.
So I personally like Jalen. He's not played well. I admit it. That's why when Space mentioned he'd trade up for a linebacker, I absolutely would too, because we have currently our projected starting 3 linebackers. I don't know if any will be on the roster in 2022, which is scary. So I would absolutely trade up for that. I want to see Jalen with some run-stopping defensive tackles who can keep the lineman off of him and see what he does. I want to see him in a different scheme where he's not confused, because it wasn't just Jalen. Our entire defense looked completely lost and baffled for like half the season. They did improve later as the season went along, but that was more so just getting takeaways to kind of overcome some of that. I'm kind of with everybody else. I want to see Jalen one more shot, see what he can do. I feel more. This is maybe a hot take, but I feel more comfortable with Jalen moving forward than LVE, just because I feel that he'll stay healthy, and LVE is a huge question mark there. I'm not saying pure talent wise, but so that's kind of where I'm at with Jalen. We'll give him one more shot. We'll see how he does with our boy Brent Urban in front of him, eating up some of those offensive linemen to keep it off of him, and hopefully we get a better Jalen. I did see a few comments talking about getting him off the field in passing situations. that was never going to be his strength. That's not what he was great at in college. It's not what he's going to be great at in the NFL. So, yeah, I'm for that too.
Brian, by the way, for my IG people out there is a page for Brent Irvin's stomach and what he eats all the time, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. So watch what he eats and watch what he does, and go through and do that. Now, how about this one? Look, and I don't think you're just walking through the door. I think Neil's your linebacker signing. Guys, let me spin that around. I'll start with you, Matt, and we'll go to Space. I think Neil's your linebacker signing. I don't think we're going outside of the draft. I don't think we're going to add another guy. Matt Owen, what do you think? Yes or no?
I would love to have KJ Wright, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know who got to hear it, but Neil was actually on Sirius NFL radio this morning. They interviewed him and asked, what made you pick Dallas? And he said the familiarity with Dan Quinn and Joe Witt. That I loved. They brought me in here to be up in the action. I don't want to be back there 3 or 4 plays with nothing happening. I want to be at the line of scrimmage, and I want to make an impact stopping the run. And when they asked him, what were your thoughts on the Cowboys last year? He said, well, I was playing and focusing on my team. I didn't really get to pay attention to that. However, what I did hear was they had issues stopping the run, and that's why they brought me here. He made it very clear what his impact is going to be for our team is he wants to be up in action and attack, and I'm for that. Yeah. So, I would love KJ Wright. I don't think we're going to sign him. If we do, then, I would gladly eat crow there. I think we're going to get a linebacker in the draft at some point, maybe 2 through 4, somewhere in that area.
Yeah. I mean, again, back to your point there. He wanted to be a linebacker. He was talking to the teams to be a linebacker. That's why I came out to – and if you looked and paid attention to all the talking heads, not us, they said it came down to the Jets and the Cowboys. They were the only 2 teams that wanted to play linebacker. So there you have it. I tried to post that early on when we signed him. people try to tell me, oh, no, he's going to be safety. I'm like, no, he's not. He's going to be a linebacker. And here we are. Space.
Oh, he also said, sorry, real quick. He also said in the interview, I played linebacker a lot for Atlanta last season.
45.
I don't know the exact breakdown, but he said
it was 42 to 45% last year is where it was at. Somewhere around.
So it's not like it's some crazy experiment that we're doing out of the blue. He's done this.
Right. Exactly. But again, space, KJ Wright, you think that's a possibility?
I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't need that because, like Matt mentioned, Keanu Neal is your linebacker signing and it's even more reinforced when you look at who they're bringing into the building. I think they hosted Casey first, or was it Malik Hooker first, right?
No, Casey.
They're coming tomorrow.
No, Casey, yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, but either way, they're interviewing those guys, right? So what that tells me is if they were going to play Keanu Neal at safety, they would have not brought those guys in there, honestly. Or maybe they would have brought in Casey. I don't know. I don't know. But me personally, he's going to play linebacker at least a good majority of these snaps. And I think that he is a huge addition, mainly due to the fact that you have a guy that Matt is right. Oh, crap. Anyways, he's a guy that you can plug in. And if you've seen – now, I don't like going off of highlights because they don't really fully show what exactly
all 22. Yeah.
But this man plays hard. He's a thumper. He is not afraid to hit you as hard as you can. And not that I'm all for having a thumper. I mean, sure, we all like to see someone get hit hard, especially by one of our guys. But with what I want to see is that those coverage abilities that we've been missing, and as Matt mentioned, earlier, like I'm more worried about LVE at this point because listen, you've been hurt so freaking much that honestly, if you told me if you put a gun to my head and said, would you rather have Jalen walk or LVE? Listen, your best ability is your availability. I need someone that's going to be there, and LVE hasn't been there. And his rookie year was the best we got from him. And that's not an exaggeration either. So I think I honestly think that the lunatic, what's going on? I think Keanu Neal's your linebacker going forward. I don't think that they're going to bring – I think they'll draft someone probably, but I think that he's going to be your main guy going forward.
Yeah. I mean, for me, in the overall encompassing, it just sucks because there's not a lot of – and the money's coming from the TV contracts and everything, so we're not getting a lot of more than 2-year deals are out the door. It's a lot of 1-year deals. So it's like, yeah, I mean, we're putting the Band-Aid on, and we'll see what happens in the draft and move forward and so on and so forth. And maybe Francis Bernard walks to the door, Luke Gifford walks to the door. We'll kind of wait and see. I absolutely, I'm with you, Space. I love Neal. Again, Neal very my guy Mendoza, for instance. Mendoza was like, oh, Neal. And I'm like, no, I don't want Neal because he's a strong safety. And look, I've watched Donovan Wilson blossom last year. I'm not trying to take him off. Look, I don't want that. We signed Neal as a linebacker. I'm like, oh, cool. My guy Wilson gets the win still. I'm good there. And that's kind of where I'm at. I would love, look, free safety wise, we're talking about all these guys that are coming in. And I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to double down. Give me, yeah, lunatic, you're right. Bachelor's only got a 2-year deal. Give me Malik Hooker. I want Malik Hooker for a 3-year deal. I'm going to put this out here right now. For those that are tuned in, that are special, you're going to watch your guy Nick's kind of living down this hill with Malik Hooker real quick. I know he's been hurt. I know things have happened. I've watched a lot of tape. I got Smoothie talk to me a lot and everything else. I think Malik Hooker can be the long-term solution here. I do. I think he's definitely more the long-term solution than Kamikaze. Now, Kazi, I got you. I told you 11 o'clock. I got you.
Okay,
I got you.
Keep going. We're good.
Okay. But again, the problem is, as we look at, is that Neal did his thing probably to get Kazi here, right? But again, I think Malik Hooker has the most upside, and I want him here long-term. So wait and see how this thing plays out to a certain extent. Donovan is solidified, man. Shout out to the 6th round pick. I'm glad that he's here and whatever. I beat that drum. I talked to Brian. A whole bunch of stuff happened over the years. Again, it's about us. And overall, when we come to this draft, I guess is what I want to get to. It's about the Cowboys. They got somewhere to do in free agency, but it's free safety. And look, again, I think, and I absolutely going to tell you now, again, another hill I'll die on. They'll sign an outside cornerback before we get to the draft. They're going to sign one. Whoever it is, I don't know. I know for a fact they want Sherman. Now, I know they want Sherman. I didn't know that. I was out on Sherman. I know for a fact, per my last show, what I was told, what I went and researched, they want, if Sherman picks up the phone tomorrow and wants to be a Cowboy, he's going to be a Cowboy. That's where we are with Sherman, period. So they're going to get a guy for sure. How do I get this? I can't believe this offense is going to be good. 40 burgers, scorched earth offense. How do I get this defense from 22-23 to 14, 15, 16? That's what I'm looking at, and that's how I pivot this draft. And I think sometimes Cowboys fans get too enamored with too much stuff, and we need to look at where we are, where we're at, and how can we get there? Forget the first pick. I'm taking the first pick out of there. We're going to sit. Y'all got time real quick? Y'all got a hot. Who's got a hot 20? Who's got a hot 20?
Good.
Hot 20, hot 20, hot 20. You know what we're going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm about to pull up a mock draft. Let's mock draft real quick.
Can I do something real quick just before we
go for it.
We start that?
Sure.
Real quick. So we talked about Malik Hooker. We talked about KZ.
Yeah.
There's another name that most recently emerged. I don't know how many people are familiar with it.
Can I just say Trey Boston? I still want Trey Boston, but yes, go ahead.
That was the name I'm talking about. But there's another name who's coming to visit this week, and is Jaron Kurtz.
Yep, 29.
Very interesting player.
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting player.
Yep.
So he's 6'4", good size. He played for the Vikings in 2019, so he has that George Edwards connection. So I don't know if he's going to be signed as just kind of hedging the bet because KZ and Hooker are both coming off injuries, or if he's a guy that they're bringing in case neither one of them works. I don't know.
Right.
But he's an interesting player to look at, and especially if you pull up his advanced stats. 3 straight years, he's had a passer rating of 88 or less. He had a completion percentage of 60% or less 2 of the last 3 years.
Man. You went too fast. You went too fast for him. Slow them 2 stats down for the people in the back. Real quick. Hit it with it one more time.
Okay, so we're looking at a small sample size. He's not getting a ton of targets, but the last 3 years, he's had a quarterback rating of 88 or less 3 straight seasons, and a completion percentage of 60% or less 2 of the last 3 seasons. And again, it's a 6'4" guy, so he had some size in the safety backfield. He's pretty heavy too. I believe he's like 215, 220-ish. So he's an intriguing guy. I didn't think we have any interest, but now that I saw him, I'm like, I don't really care what they do with KZ or Hooker. I want to bring him along either way. So I just wanted to do that before because he's a name that I'm sure some fans know, but not everyone does because he's not your Anthony Harris like frontline guy.
And you know what? I'm with you because once I saw that got thrown in, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I believe I think we're going to double dip. I think we are. Oh, hold on. Let me get my ass stuff out of here.
Oh.
Just me.
We'll go all the way back around because I think there we go. Boom. I think then I don't know space. Damn it, space getting here. All right, there we go.
Hey, I gotta wait for the thing.
Look, there we go.
There we go.
There it is. I wanted to get it the right way. I want to make sure. So we're going to do a PFM. We're going to go through it. We're going to look at it, right? We're going to see it. We're going to do it, and then we're going to go. All right, and this is what we're going to get. This is how we'll leave tonight. All right, Cowboys, boom. 7 rounds, boom. You want that normal or you want that fast? What you want? Let's go fast.
Fast.
Let's go fast. Let's draft.
What's the
draft
parameters
fast.
first? Are we we're
Good
picking
lord,
early on?
that was
Or
really quick.
Hold on. No. All right, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. We got the on the board. Let me hit you with on the board real quick. On the board. Y'all ready? On the board is
I'm not trading out. I see who's over there.
okay, but on the board is Kyle Pitts, Rashawn Slater, Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, Micah Parsons, Joker. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. So
Kind of the dream setup for us right there.
Well, I mean, you can't be mad at it.
You can't be mad at like who's there.
Yeah. No. The Pittsburgh Steelers will give us 24-55, and then our second and third round next year. Guess what? We're not drafting. We're mock drafted. We now hold on now. We got from the Colts 21-54, 127. Forget the third round next year. They want our 10 and 38. I ain't with that. I ain't with that either. Oh, hello, KC. They want 30, 31, 63, 80, 90. No. Come on, man.
No, that's too far of a drop. I'm not.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. No. We good. We're good. All right, guys. At 10, you know what's happening here, guys. You know what's happening here. Y'all know. We got Slater, we got Pitts, we got Surtain. Make sure I say his name right. We have Surtain, Slater, and Pitts available. All right, Space. Make your go ahead. Who do you want?
Let's see. Let's go with Surtain. Let's settle with Surtain. I'm just kidding. Give me Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts for you. Okay. All right. Well, Professor O.
All right, dad joke time. I'm certainly not taking him. Kyle Pitts, done.
Let me see. We got the trade down center all day. Hold on. Let's see how you do. We got Lunatic. I got you.
Like I mentioned, and like we mentioned earlier, I said like there are prospects in this draft that I feel like as much as I love Rashawn Slater, I think that there are guys that I've seen that
hit that solo so everybody can see. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, but there are guys that you can get later, and I'm not trying to set to people like, oh, well, you're just ignoring it to because you don't want to address the defense. My thing is like you have other guys in this draft that you can go after. So for me, like, I mean, if freaking Gregory Rousseau goes at 9, that'd be pretty funny because I think he's going to be a huge bust.
You know what's funny about that is the Broncos have set themselves up, though, to take Mr. Rousseau. Neither here nor there. We're taking Pitts. Dadgummit. We are look, Pitts on the – let's go. All right, we're good to 44. Oh, we got trades again.
No, definitely not trading.
No, not trading with Philly.
Yeah, we're not trading with Philly.
No, that's too far.
Yeah. No, we're good. Guys.
Oh, come on.
Come on, guys.
This is easy too.
Come on, guys.
Guys, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback, guys.
No. Do we need Mac Jones? I don't know. Hey, man, we got Nick Bolton on the board. Let me hit this defense real quick. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, man.
No.
Hey, low key though. For me in my bet, who did I bet again? I forgot what I bet. I gotta scroll up to see who I bet. Who did I bet about these safeties? I bet somebody about the safeties, by the way. I have to go back and look. Let me see if I won or not on this. He might have won. Oh, I you know what? Let me see. OT. Oh, he might have got me. He might have got me on this mock. Oh no. Hey, pay up, Playboy. Play up, Payboy.
Come on, man. I thought you were. I didn't know we were doing a mock. Come on,
guys. But who are we going with? I mean, this is pretty simple to me. Well, I can't say it's simple. I'm torn. I do it to say I'm torn a little bit. But for y'all, who do y'all want? Y'all want to look at DT?
I don't know.
Okay.
The value, in my honest opinion, is Nick Bolton. That is massive value at pick 44. You can't. That's just my personal opinion.
I'm the same. For me, there's really three guys that immediately jumped out. It's Bolton, Leatherwood, and Tufle.
Leatherwood's
and
intriguing. Leatherwood is
the thing with Leatherwood too, though, is he's not really a blindside tackle because Tua was a lefty. He did play blindside for Mac Jones, obviously, but
right.
Yeah, I'm taking Nick Bolton there. Tufle would be my second if I was going back and forth between those two guys. So Nick Bolton.
I bet Nick Bolton it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. No trades. We're going to stick and pick. Look. Hey, shout out to the. I see you. I see you guys. Y'all trying to give us something.
No,
yeah. Come on, cuzzo. Try to give us something. Hey, look, that's fine. I ain't got. Oh my God! Look at there.
This one's intriguing.
Look at Tyson Campbell. Let's go to cornerback. Tyson Campbell, my guy DJ Daniel. Oh my God!
Devo.
Oh, Ambry Thomas is there. Ooh. Yeah. You want look at safety? Man, Holland, fair. My guy Washington, fair. Cisco, fair. DT.
See, this is the part where I'm starting to think about trading back up because I see quite a few names now that I'm intrigued by.
Yeah, that's the part for me because
right. But here we are. Ain't no trade up, guys. Look. Stay solid. There's no trade up here. You want to look at linebacker? You like Moses? Oh, my guy Cameron McGrone though.
We just went linebacker, so I'm probably not going.
I'm okay with money.
I'm not.
Yeah, okay. Boom. Okay. So we got Shelvin, DT, USC's in the building. Bobby Brown, y'all out on Bobby Brown? It's your prerogative if you are. No edges. We're not doing edges here. Tyson Campbell, safety. Hey,
I'm a Dogs fan, so Tyson Campbell is really hard to pass up right now.
Okay.
There's again, just like last time, there's a few names that are kind of jumping out at me. I feel like Tyson Campbell's too good of a value to pass up right here, although there's a few other guys that I could see us going. So I'm going Tyson Campbell or Tyler Shelvin there. Would be my two.
I think if I'm being completely honest with you, I think that
Okay, I'm with you. Go for it.
I think you need to take Tyson. I think you got to take him because he's not surviving to 99.
But can you live with my guy Aubrey? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I could.
Okay. So here's what.
This is one of those things that's going to depend on what we do the next 2 weeks.
I mean, you're good.
So as of right now, I'm taking Campbell.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So Tyler Shelvin or Tyson Campbell. Who do you want?
I'm going Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, Tyson Campbell.
All right. In the comments, Tyson Campbell, Tyler Shelvin. Here we go. Let's go. We got. Let's see. We say. Oh, and now Marcus Z. Jones says I would take the safety here. Oh, we got one for Campbell.
One for Shelvin.
We got one for Shelvin. 2 more Campbells. I mean, Campbell is a scheme fit for sure. Oh, we got another one. Two Campbells. Oh, no, yeah. Come on, run away now, right? We got 2 for Shelvin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. It's Campbell on a runaway. We're taking Campbell. Campbell it is. Campbell it is. Scheme fit, and he ran that really quick 40, if you will. Bam, let's go. We're rolling the dice, guys. We're rolling the dice. Oh, no. We're not worried about no picks no more. No, we're not worried about no trades. All right. Oh, my guy, Ambry
Tyler
Thomas.
Shelvin.
Oh,
So
my guy.
cool.
Oh, we lost Shelvin. Got 2 picks.
What are we looking at safety wise?
All
Yeah,
right, let's
what's
go
the
safety.
safe?
Look, before I click this, guys, if my guy Washington is there, I'm just saying. Oh my
He's
God.
there. And Holland.
Oh my
and
God.
Cisco.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Double dipping. I mean, McGrone, if you want to double dip at linebacker, that's where we're at now. Anybody by edge? Anybody on the edge tip? Nope.
Yeah, no one that really piques
No.
our interest.
So, all right. DT. Marvin Wilson still on the board. I think we can roll the dice and get Marvin Wilson still, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm
I do
thinking.
too.
I'm
I'm going Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. Yeah, you gotta go with him.
Who's your safety? Who's your safety here? Is it Holland? I mean, Holland slipped.
I like
has
Holland. I'm a
slipped.
Holland guy. I know a lot of people aren't, but Holland's an interesting player because he has position flex. He can play in the slot. He's a good safety playmaker. But I'm taking Washington there. I feel like Washington's the guy you got to go with. He's more of a true safety, so that's why Holland's the guy that he could be. He's really a premier nickelback. He's a guy that you want in your roster. But I think Washington's a day one starter at safety, so I'm going there.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Washington would fit a lot better.
Hey, real quick, Brady Christensen from BYU is still there. OT. Does that give you pause? Or are you good?
Nah.
Nope, I'm good. There's other good names still.
No, yeah, I think
Okay.
you go with Washington. He's your fit at safety.
Going to Washington. Here we go. Let me get to Wilson 99 and run. No, I didn't get there. We're gonna roll the dice. We're gonna roll the dice, lunatic. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to go. Oh, look, and my guy Bluff. Look, thank you, Bluff. Bluff told me Holland is a slot corner to me. Boom.
Yeah, he reminds me.
There we go, Tim. Watch. Let's do it, guys. Let's pull the trigger. Ding, 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 ding. You know, you gotta hit it. We're going Washington. Is what it is. Boom. Let's go. All right, guys. Oof. We're getting in the weeds a little bit.
Check if Marvin Wilson's still there. But
Bobby Brown and Marvin Wilson's still there. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going offense. I'm gonna go wide receiver.
Who do we got?
And I'm gonna go.
Jordan.
Oh shit, my guy's gone. Oh, the guy way down here.
Who's your guy?
Oh, we got Sari. That's not my guy. I mean, I was looking for Flash. Where's Flash?
Who?
Flash gone?
Wait, who?
Anthony Schwartz.
Oh no, he's there. He was on the board.
Did I miss him?
Yeah, you missed him. Go up.
Oh shit, yeah, we
there,
good.
go down. There it is. Yeah, I was like, I know, I saw.
Okay. We good. Running back here, anybody? Chuba, kind of a guy. If we're thinking about it, let's go to OT. Oh my God! Hey, look.
I like Jackson.
At this point,
Jackson.
No, there you go. Talk on.
I can get him later.
Yeah, but I do like more from A&M, low key. I do like more from A&M, low key. I'm not worried about guard. I'm not worried about that. Let's flip back to the boy. Look, man, my guy Ambry Thomas is still there, corner. Man, we got defensive tackle still here with Bobby Brown. Yeah, Sean Wade, we knew he was going to be a safety. Whatever, we're here. My guy Monty Rice is still there. Ooh.
Paulson Adebo is an interesting player, especially with him still being on the board. But I have to go with one of the defensive tackles here. I feel like that's
you think DT?
Between Bobby Brown and Marvin. I'm gonna go with Marvin.
Give me Marvin Wilson here. He's not gonna make it.
Wilson. Is it Wilson time?
It's Wilson
time. Okay, all right. Wilson time it is. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I think. Look, and honestly, Bobby Brown dropped some weight, did his pro day. Numbers were up. Marvin Wilson, on the other hand, had a shoulder injury. I think I'm going to trust the tape a little bit more than him anyways. So, yeah, let's go. We're going to reach a little bit there. A little bit of reach. Eagles, get out of here. Stop trading with us. Stop trading with us. Boy, they're always trying to trade with us. All right, where do y'all want to go here? What position do you want? What do you want to look at? Oh, wait. Oh, God. Low key, my guy Garrett Wallow's on the building. I'm just saying, my guy Garrett Wallow from TCU is in the building, guys. I'm just saying, I like Garrett Wallow a lot.
What do we have on offensive line?
Yeah, who's available?
Darden's available still.
Yeah, Darden's there from what the OT. Jackson.
I like Jackson.
Yeah, I like Jackson too right here. Like I like Dan Moore, but I like Jackson a lot though. Here's my thing with Dan Moore.
I don't think I'm taking any of those right now. I think we.
Yeah,
I think we go.
I was gonna say. I mean, right now I'm like, I think we're good still. Like, where we? Oh, maybe is it time for a playmaker?
Guys, don't forget we went Nick Bolton already in the draft, so we do have a linebacker.
Yeah,
I'm not saying not to go there, but I see a lot of.
I honestly think with Schwartz, who I like as well, I think you can maybe get him.
You want to go another round?
Last against you?
Okay.
I think you can definitely, but
Do you want a rookie guy right here at quarterback? Do you want a rookie?
No.
Sam Ellinger's there. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me go defense. Here you go, guys. What are you looking at? I mean.
Darius Williams is an interesting name too.
I mean, bro, I'm not mad at Stims from Texas, by the way. Steels is another guy. You're right at DT. I'm not mad at Steels. I'm not. I'm gonna stop. Look, Garrett Wallow, I think, is a steal right here. Looks like we can wait, so I'm kosher. I think Trey Brown's got a lot of speed, but I wouldn't take him here either.
I would honestly trade down here.
Yeah, but we can't. We got to
click off. Let's see what they have.
I'm with you. Look, I'm completely with you. By the way, what am I clicking? Click all. Here we go.
Let's see what they have up there.
The guy Sherwood number one would not be my number one.
No,
Darden would be my number one at this point, personally. I do like Wiggins a little bit. I haven't watched. Look, I'll keep it a buck. I have not watched Robert Rochelle from Central Arkansas. My bad. Sue me. Sorry. I've seen Snowden. Yeah, I'm cool there.
I like Twyman.
I like Chuba. Bro, I like Chuba. I like Chuba a lot. I like Stearns a lot. Low key. I mean, obviously, running back versus safety, whatever. But, I mean, we do need another guy in the backfield. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Jarrett Patterson, there's a lot of good running backs available still, though.
Yeah, that's the thing with me is, like, I think that honestly.
I mean, look. Let me look.
The comments want us to take Keith Taylor.
Oh, I do like Puka from Kansas as well. What does the comment section say? What do we got?
Comments want Keith Taylor.
I think something tells me, like,
all right,
I mean,
let's give the people what they want. Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Keith Taylor. Let's do it.
I was gonna say because you're gonna need another running back at some point, honestly, in the sense of like if you're not going to retain Tony Pollard, but I know Tony still has
look,
a couple years. I think 2 years left.
And now we're screwed because I got Chuba's not here no more. It's Puka here.
Patterson's still there.
Oh well, fair. Patterson is this. Wait though. Anthony Schwartz is my guy. There. I'm not looking at anything else. Swartz is my guy right now.
I think you got to take him.
Well, that's my guy. I will peek at OT. Yeah.
Warren Jackson's still there.
Well, here's my thing.
God bless.
Yes, I understand.
Do we roll the? That's where we're at, right? We have to roll the dice between those two.
See, if we didn't go Pitts at 10, I'm taking Schwartz, but because we already addressed the offensive weapons, I'm probably going offensive tackle there. So I personally would take Jackson as my pick, but I'll let you guys decide.
All right. Space. What do you want to do?
I think
yeah.
it's time for Schwartz. I think it's time for Anthony Schwartz.
Okay, I'm with it. We're gonna roll the dice and hope we get our
Of course
other
it is.
guy. Let's go. Oh wait, where was it? Where'd he go? Almost said pal. I'm screwing up. Oh no, get out of here. All right, let's go. Let's see. Look at there. What?
There it
Oh, we
is.
won. There it is, Professor. Oh, we won.
Good.
We won.
Hell yeah.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. We're
That's
good
an
to
easy
go.
pick.
We don't
Yeah,
care.
like, come on
Yeah,
now.
let's go. I'm not looking at anything. All right, 227. All right, let me go to all. Let me go to all real quick. Oh, no, not low key. I like KJ Britt out of Auburn, BTW. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I do like KJ Britt from Auburn. I'm just keep it a buck. I'll keep it a buck. I just want to see if Scary Terry was still here or not. No, he's not. Okay, cool. Let me go to defense all. Let me go to KJ Britt. Oh, Mustafa Johnson from Colorado is nice as well. He is nice as well. I'm gonna get my scroll on.
Yeah, if I'm going to be completely honest, if you're going to double dip at a position, I think it's the defensive line, honestly. Defensive tackle. I mean, like, sure, doubling down at
So
linebacker.
Mustafa over Britt.
I mean, I like him too, but like, I just think that
Is my guy Rump still here? Damn it! I bet he ain't. My guy Rump. I've been big on my guy Rump. He's BTW. Which I don't know. He's from a Duke. Oh, Rump second's not there. Damn it! Yeah. Hey, look, for an edge guy. Now, granted, he's a little short as an edge, maybe stand-up guy. He's 6'3". However, Rump, Duke, check him out. I'm telling you, I like what he brings to the table. But again, a space. You're saying where are we going here? D line.
I feel like I think you got to double dip at D line at this point because you have a situation where it's like, yes, you already took a linebacker, and it's not that I don't want another linebacker. It's just we need as many defensive lineman prospects as you can because I would like to start trying to, I want us to beef up that defensive interior and get some guys in there to compete and get better. I think that with linebacker, you can I think Nick Bolton more or less solves that issue, more or less, because if you're I don't know what's going to happen with Keanu long term, but I feel like with Nick Bolton, he gives you a lot of flexibility. So,
all right, well, Matt, where you want to go?
I like both Tonga and Mustafa there. I like KJ Britt too, but I think I'm going to go with Mustafa at that pick.
All right, there it is. Mustafa, it is. 2 out of 3, we win. Bada bing, bada boom. We got one more pick. Oh, can we get? Oh, can I get KJ?
I like
Britt
Cole right there though. Cole Van Landon is hard to pass up right there. But I see KJ Britt too. The offensive tackle from Wisconsin. I think that's a great value right there.
Oh, you're right.
mm-hmm.
You're so right. Damn it. But you know what? We need linebackers though, bro.
I think you're more or less set at tackle, I feel. Like, I know you should always draft an offensive lineman every draft, but I feel like you've done enough.
We signed the Inseki too, so we have a swing tackle already. We picked up agency, so I'm cool with KJ Britt there.
We're going Britt. We're going Britt, guys.
And that's
we're going Britt.
Oh,
right,
wow.
So here we are.
That top five.
All right, I got. What? Here we go. We got Kyle Pitts, bro. I mean, look. I mean, if Nick Bolton makes it a 44, Jesus H Christmas. Jesus H Christmas.
Right, you can sign me up for that one. I'm good with this draft.
Washington, Marvin Wilson, Keith Taylor, Schwartz, Jackson, OT, Johns. Yeah, bro. I mean, come on, man. Oh my goodness. What a great draft, guys. What a great draft. My goodness. Yeah, we can all
appreciate the comment section too, by the way. Thanks for throwing out all the names there and the feedback. The comment section was great there.
I think what I like.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, what I like about this draft is you follow the board and but not like, oh, this is the number. But I think like this is the draft I would like because of the prospects that are available. You know what I mean? Like this would be perfect. Like if this was the full draft, I would not be upset with I would not be upset with taking, because ultimately you get the impact player at 10. And I mean,
Right.
for God's sake, you got Nick Bolt, you got a bunch of guys that can end up being solid starters for you.
Yeah,
As a
I mean,
recap, too, for people who weren't here, at 10, we had Sertan, Parsons, Pitts, J.C. Horn. Literally anybody you can think of mocked to Dallas
right.
was there at 10. We had our pick.
Yeah. And look, they told us none of those guys are going to make it, but yet and still, there they were. There they were. And look, we got Pitts at 10. I mean, Nick Bolton at 44. We got Tyson Campbell. Look at the tape. He fits the scheme. It makes sense. We got the land shark, small but land shark, Darius Washington. Marvin Wilson at Marvin Wilson at 114, guys, or 115, excuse me. My goodness. We doubled down with another corner in Keith Taylor. Shout out to the chat that wanted him. We got the speedster to take the top off at wide receiver in Anthony Schwartz. And guess what? Here's our return guy. Kick return, punt return. We're good to go. Look, Jackson, offensive tackle, we touched that. Another beef eater in Johnson from Colorado. And look, at the very tail end, we got another linebacker, KJ Britt. I don't know. I mean, I think here's the thing that I want Cowboys to understand. Without trading up, moving around, doing anything, you can take a Pitts at 10, and you can literally address every single level of the defense with a guy that you feel comfortable with and that you think is going to be pretty good in the next era of their career. I mean, my goodness. I mean, pretty good, man. Pretty.
Especially for a no trade, too. We didn't trade up or down. We just
we didn't trade up or down.
And it was exactly what we wanted.
Right. We just sat there, said, you know what? We're just going to sit here and chill. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here. We're going to chill and have a good time with it. So, I mean, again, draft session, obviously, it's March 23rd still, even on the East Coast. We'll do this again, right? I mean, this is part of the fun and everything. For me, a long-term guy that I've been building boards for over 10 years, I used to only do one mock draft per year. That's all I did. However, getting into this side of things, I do mock drafts, have fun, talk to people, because I understood this is kind of what people like to do. So here we are. Man, Space, you're awesome tonight. Professor O, man, your second time. Oh, well, Space, your second time as well over here in the Star Game. The only thing I can do at this point is roll out the red carpet, let the people know where they can find you. Like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, Matt Owen's going to be a Star Game guy, and this is where it's going to be. But neither here nor there. For now, Space, go ahead and tell people where they can find you, man.
You guys could find me on YouTube at Space Cowboy 17, along with me following me on Twitter at SCowboy 17. I've said this numerous times. I try to keep it as real as possible. I don't try to, hide anything in terms of, my opinion. I'll be just straight up honest with you. I mean, on Twitter, if you want, if you just want the cold-hearted, like how I feel about stuff, go follow me there. I'm trying to step up my game on Twitter. So, I mean, I got a really good good banger tweet that came out, and I think a lot of people liked it. I think I had like 4,000 people like my tweet. So I think I got to do that from now on.
There it is. Professor O, a.k.a. Matt Owen. By the way, our guy Joseph said we got 4 starters for the draft this year. Boom, I guess we did pretty good. Matt Owen, by all means, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, I have a new Twitter handle. I changed it because I have a new nickname, so I had to make it appropriate, and it's actually easier to find. So you can find me on Twitter at Professor O_NFL. Real simple. Easier to find than before. I'm newer to the Twitter game, so I don't have as many followers as Space, but maybe one day I'll get there. What I'm going to start doing, if you follow me over the next 2 or 3 weeks, is throwing out names of guys in round 3 through 6, roughly, that you may not know too much about. This week, I spotlighted Israel Kumwa.
Wide receiver.
Mukwamu. That's it. Israel Mukwamu. 6'4" defensive back from South Carolina. He is opposite of J.C. Horn. He's a guy that I spotlighted.
Yeah.
I'm going to start throwing some names out there like that so you guys can look him up. I'll put their highlight tapes, some of the stats, and why I think they maybe fits. So, yeah, find me at Professor O_NFL.
Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, man, at the end of the day, man, hey, look, your guy Nix, your underscore guy underscore Nix. Man, come follow me on Twitter. As always, Star Game Podcast, YouTube. Hit that sub, hit the notification button. On Facebook, Star Game page, Star Game group. Join the group, like and follow the page. We'll be back at you tomorrow, 8 p.m. It's going down Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, with the Cowboys Report, man. With me, Spoonie. Mario's going to join us late. She got some things to do. I think my guy Tuck's coming through as well. Man, we keep delivering and keep doing, man. Man, we appreciate y'all, man. We have a good time here. It is what it is, man. I love the fact that I finally, I've known Matt Owen for over a year, and watching him come over here and share his knowledge and stuff, because I appreciate him so much. It's amazing. Space, I dealt with Space. That I met Space through my guy Jay Tuck. I got Space is wild, and I love it because he's a young buck in the game. He ain't seen none of these Cowboy championships. He's ready for it. Man, it's so cool, and it's so awesome to have these interactions and talk about this draft with y'all, man. Mm-hmm. And y'all have absolutely unequivocally in the chat session, man, y'all brought it all the way through. We did the mock draft for you. Man, Matt, I'm going to apologize to you. I said I have you in bed by 11.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm on the East Coast, so
it's 11-17. My fault. My fault on that. My fault on that. Oh, no. My guy lunatic. Yeah, let's go.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, look at there. Look there. Pits at 10 haters. Let's go. Pits at 10, man. It is what it is, man. Come check in. Chime in tomorrow, man. Subscribe to all these guys, including us. I'm going to play some Xbox. How about y'all? Oh, well, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. Sorry, Matt. I'm old now. Look, I've done all my things. You're good. I'm kosher over here. Space, I know you got to do some shit too. Yeah, I'll turn my Xbox on, play my game till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, yeah. Wake up like, oh, guess what? I got shit to do on Thursday.